This video is going to be about game planning for your upcoming game. But before that, a couple of housekeeping items to take care of. Please visit our site at www.youtube.com/@mfqfootball. Subscribe on the button below, please. Like and share with your friends or anybody that you know that may want to look at this specific topic or the channel in general. We appreciate your support, and the more support we get, the more things we're able to do as we continue on producing things for this channel. So let's talk about game planning. Yeah, and you have to start game planning after your last game. So if you played today, you have to start game planning tonight. You cannot wait till midweek or the end of the week. You have to have a plan and have to go through it with your players before you step on the field for the first practice of the week. And how you do that is you can scout. If you can't get access to film, you can send somebody out to scout a game or two of the opponent, get some key details, get some tendencies, or you could have film of the opponent. We're fortunate in our league; we get film of every game. So we, going into, when you're going to week 3 or week 4, you've got a few games of film on the opponent that you're playing, and you need to dissect this, and you need to go through it and figure out who their key players are, what their offensive style is, what kind of coverages they run on defense, what their pressure package looks like, and some tips and some ideas that you can attack on special teams. Okay. And you're going to get all that from the film, but you have to watch a couple games. You can't just watch one game or a couple plays and feel and expect to get a feel for what a team's doing. Things change throughout the season, so you just got to make sure you're keeping your powder dry with that. And then we usually do a team meeting with the film before our first practice of the week. We go through who their key players are. We go through their formations on offense, their formations on defense. We go through what their key plays are. They're usually their top 5 plays. We show what their top 5 plays are, what they look like on film. If we have to make any adjustments to that, and making adjustments could be, you might have to install something that week, which is implementations. You might have to put a blitz in. You might have to change some assignments around by, if they've got a superstar wide receiver, you might have to put your best DB on him the entire game. If they have some, outside running attack that's unusual, you might have to manipulate your defense a little bit. Perfect example of adjustment. We played a team that pretty much played a single wing offense, pretty heavy set in a provincial semifinal. We were a 3-4 defense. We went into a 5-2 defense for that specific game. We ended up losing the game, but we held the opponent to 10 points. So the adjustments we made were effective. So sometimes you have to change some of what you do to be effective, but you have to have an understanding that you're still going to be able to run most of your core plays out of things like that. You just make adjustments that aren't going to be too complicated for the team to pick up in a week, because obviously you can't plan for everything, but you should have tools in your toolkit that you can pull out as the season goes along, things that you've practiced that you may not have used in games for situations and teams when a situation arrives. And assignments could be, maybe we, if you switch your Sam linebacker and your Will linebacker based on strength, maybe of the field, maybe this week you switch them based on the strength of the offensive formation. So there's all that goes into it, and you have to get the players on board. And I think that, talking to players over the years, they've all appreciated the effort that coaches put in to giving them this information before the game, because they're essentially playing the game and watching the game before they play the game. Because when we get to practice, we're going to rep their plays. We're going to rep their best 5 plays. So Monday night, first practice of the week, we're going to put in their best 5 plays. We're going to show them all of their formations. We're going to walk through that. We're going to spend a good 20 minutes on that on Monday night. So Monday night, it's going to be a little fuzzy for them. but now they will have had the team meeting with the film, showing them who their key players are, what type of offense they play, what kind of defense they play, where we can attack them on special teams. We've talked about the adjustments we have to make within our defense. We've talked about things that we may have to install and assignments based on matchups if we need to have certain matchups, and then we've repped their plays in practice. So now going home after the first practice, we've thrown a lot at them, but it's going to get easier as the week goes. I always tell my coaches that the first practice isn't going to look great, right? Second practice, we do the exact same thing. We're repping their plays. Now it's, there's no new learning now on the second night. This is why you have to have your game plan in and execute it on that first night, because you need all the valuable time that you have. So now you're gonna rep their offense again. You're gonna rep their defense again, and you'll start to see your offense and your defense will start to get better, start to be faster, start to get quicker to the point of attack against their offense and their defense. And then on the final night, this is where you're I don't believe in walkthroughs in practice. So we will just run a regular practice, except for we will put a little bit more time towards scrimmage time. We just go thud most of the time anyways, whether it's the first practice or the third practice of the week. In scrimmage, it's usually just thud. We rarely go full go, but now you got about 20 minutes of O and 20 minutes of D, and you're going through this. And by the end of that practice, you're looking like you guys are ready for a game. And when it comes to game day, they know where to be, they know where to fit, they know where to run fit, they know what type of offensive plays we're going to come out with. And then going into the game, you need to have a script. If you've watched the film and you know where to attack them offensively with your offense, you need to have some sort of a script, whether it's 3 plays or 4 plays or even 8 plays. You need to have some kind of an idea of what you're going to do to get the game started, because that might be the best drive you put together all game in terms of fluidity of the plays and fluidity of the drive. So I think that's important as well. Same thing on defense. Have some sort of a plan on the first series of the game. How much are you going to blitz? What type of coverages are you going to play? Things like that, right? So we move into the offensive tendencies of the other team. So we'll go through this in our team meeting. For this team that we game plan, 39 plays fullback, 40 plays tailback. They're both big and fast. They're the key, some of their key players. 39, he's a weak thrower, will throw INTs. It's important that the defense knows that, what the quarterback's like and who their key players are, right? So obviously for the defense, we're going to need to stop 39, number 40, and make sure that we are going to not let 33 beat us throwing the football. Tell them what kind of formation they used, right? Tight formation. They use that 71% of the time. They go twins 3%, and then trips 26%. And 79% is pass, and 21% pass. It should actually say 79% run, 21% pass. Just an error in typing there. 63% of the runs are to the strong side, 37% to the weak side. They like to run toss 44% of the time, off tackle 27% of the time, dive 23% of the time, and boot 6% of the time. So we would have showed them toss. We would have showed them 3 or 4 different plays against a couple different teams on toss, the off tackle, the dive, and the boot. And as the season goes along, you'll start to notice that kids start asking questions on assignments that you've given them, or on adjustments that you're going to make within the game. They'll start understanding what you're trying to accomplish. Okay. And then the keys to success, they really need to stop that outside run, stop the dive. That team, they had 2 big, powerful backs, so we didn't want them to eat 5 or 6 yards up the middle, but really stopping that outside run was our number 1 priority. Stay in tight coverage. Even if the quarterback can't throw, remember, we're playing man-to-man coverage, and get pressure to the quarterback. Okay. Quarterback doesn't like to be hit. Quarterback will throw off his back foot. Quarterback will throw the ball away if he's getting pressured, and then just stay disciplined, right? I mean, these are some pretty basic things. I mean, it's not like it's rocket science for the kids. It's things that we talk about constantly at practice about who we are on defense and things like that. But it gives them an idea of what we need to do. We need to stop the dive and the outside run. So toss and dive are the 2 plays we want. Obviously, boot, those are the plays we want to take away. They're going to beat us. They're going to beat us with that off tackle. They're going to beat us with the quarterback throwing the ball, okay? And that's kind of our offensive, what we talk about to the defense. Then we go into the defensive tendency, right? We talk about number 36, blitz is the strong side, not overly fast. So we can game plan for that. We'll run to the backs, we'll run to the weak side with our runs. We'll change our pass protection if we need to have our backside or our strong side, the wide side of the field, extra protected. So if the back was protecting, was going to be that fourth blocker in 9-man or that sixth blocker in 12-man, if he was going to be on the boundary side in a pass concept, we would just call a tag that would let him know that now he's on the field side. So he'd protect that field side for the blitz coming. Number 8 plays safety, can cover side to side. So that's important for the quarterback to know that if he sees something with a safety on the hash, you might think that's open against a normal team, but this guy has the ability that he can make a play over there. And then number 1 plays corner and press, great in coverage. So obviously we want to stay away from that, right? The formations they run a 2-4, they run a 3-3. They mostly blitz 1 from the outside, not much up the middle. Their corner to our left is press, corner to our right is 10 yards off. So 10 yards off lets us know that, hey, we can throw some hitches, we can throw some bubble screens. We got some opportunities to get out there with some jet sweeps, things like that. Linebackers at 5-6 yards, safety 12 yards deep. Just kind of gives us an understanding of how they play defense, where we can attack it. Their coverage is man-to-man, their safety's defense, right? So keys to success, we go off essentially off their key players and off their what they do, how they align. So Georgia, Toronto, Memphis, Miami, Michigan, Missouri, Purdue, and Montana will eat them up. Those are things that are going to attack the flats. Those are things that are going to attack a corner that's 10 yards back. That's going to attack a safety that's 12 yards back. We're going to attack their weak spots, right? So, and then we might need Badger at times. Badgers are called to bring extra pass protection in, which is to stop that outside blitz if we need to. And then plays, there's nothing we can't run, just need to stay away from Miami to the outside. So, we're not going to throw any screens outside to that press coverage. Obviously, that's, you're asking for trouble there. Flats are open all day, and that's kind of where we attacked it. We just ran to that 10-yard corner side, took those free 10 yards. And then, they don't tackle well and don't have much speed. So just make sure that we're doing what we have to do, okay? And then you go to special teams. It's important for the defense to know, or the punt return team to know, hey, they have an onside man. So punt returner, you can't just let the ball drop and expect them to give you 5 yards. The onside guy can come and get the ball. Kick return, they have a 15-yard gap between the first line, the second line. That's good to know for our kicker. We usually put in some sort of a tag that I just call from the sideline. It could be as easy as bingo or Dumbo or Jumbo or Giant or something, just something crazy. And the guys that need to know will know what they need to do. And then 40 is their best player. He's in the middle of the second row. Kick away from him. We always make sure we're not kicking to their best players. Same thing on punt and kickoff. They can punt about 30 yards. So that's good to let our returner know he's got to be about 35 yards back just to be sure. And on kickoff, kicker can kick deep, and their coverage is not great. Cross one side to the other and should be gone. And the reason we know that is because in the 3 games that they played coming into this game, they had a kick return score on them in every single game. So it's just important to kind of teach your kids exactly on things that we can attack. One game plan we had again in game 3 of the season, we knew we could onside kick on that team. We onside kicked twice and got them both times. It's just knowing the little things, right? We're not encompassing every single detail from the team and what they do on offense, what they do on defense, and what they do on special teams. But we're putting things in place so that we know where to attack. We know what they're going to do. We know what to expect. Okay. And that's just kind of the way we game plan. And then here we go. We show the kids the offensive formations. Not only do we show them on video, but we also show them, before we show them on video, we go through this. Okay. So that's their tight formation, right? That's their twins formation, where 33's lined up, where 39's lined up, where 40's lined up. That's their trips tight formation. So we go through the formations with them. Then we go through the plays. They're like I say, we go through their 5 plays off tackle, right? That's how they run their off tackle. So we go through that. That's how they run their pitch. We go through that. That's how they run their fake dive pass right there. Then that's how they run their dive, right? So that's what you're going to see at a play. And we're going to rep all these. We're going to rep these 4 plays out of this formation. And they're going to see it 3 nights a week. Okay. They're going to get it every single night. And we're going to tell the defense how to adjust to it. how to come off the block of the lead blocker, and then obviously make sure that our best corners on their receiver, as they only really have one receiver out there that's really that they're going to throw the ball to. Okay. And then the same thing here. This is what they run out of their trips and twins. So they do run similar stuff, right? And again, we're going to run all these plays in scout. We're going to, we're going to show QB boot. We're going to show the pass. We're going to show the dive, the out and in. And then we're also going to put in there is trick plays. Okay. If a team runs a trick play and a team's been running it for more than one game, we're gonna rep this a couple times. We're not even gonna show this. We're not gonna walk through this. We're probably gonna show this to them in the second practice of the week, the trick plays, and see how they react to it. And then we're gonna coach them up on it, on things, how to stay disciplined and how to make sure that they're not going to fall for this on game day. Okay. And that's essentially how we get into how we do it. And the same thing with we show them how 2-4 lines up. We show them where we can attack. We show our quarterback where the space is, where the bubbles are in terms of where he can throw the ball against this type of defense, where we can run the ball against this type of defense. And then the same thing in their 3-3 defensive formation. We show them exactly, hey, this is where we can do this. This is where we can do that. Okay. So this is a quick overview on how we game plan, on how we bring it to the table for the players, and then how we implement it throughout the week, and then go into game day. So again, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching this video on game planning. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like this video. And please share it with friends, other coaches that you may know that might be interested. We appreciate the support, and you guys have a great evening. And I hope to see you guys stop by the channel again and check out some more content that we'll be producing over the next few weeks and months.